Sportcat's Daily Gazette, live across Australia on Dare Media Group radio stations. News, weather.
And somehow it all makes sense. Sort of. For more information, go to daremediagroup.com.au.
The boss jock has entered the building. You are listening to the Sportcat Show.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. You're the one dealing with Sportcat. I'm with you for the next 2 hours on Radio X Australia live and overnight replays on WZQR, Pine Island, Florida FM. Did you miss me? Well, Winter Storm Fern took us out, but we're live. We encourage you to come over and join the chat. We got Denise here, as always, and Chris. Chris is here, and so is Ivy. And somewhere back here, I'm hiding Brenda. So, hello, Brenda.
Hi. I'm better now that I went on a wintry vacation. Wish I could have went to the Alps or something.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, I guess. Yeah, that was a nasty winter storm.
We're still frozen. Our roads are still frozen. We still can't really drive anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. I think there's still several thousand people without power. Yeah, it was pretty nasty. I was looking up, and some places like New Mexico got 31 inches, and up in Boston area, they got almost 3 feet as well. So,
well, they did a good job on our electricity was never a problem.
Yeah. We had some issues with icing, and some parts of Atlanta here got up to 3/4 of an inch of ice. We got lucky because usually we're kind of at the where we live is kind of like at the tail end of the Appalachians. So we're at a lower elevation, but everything comes rolling off the mountain right at us. So we got lucky. I think we only got like maybe 1/4 to almost less than 1/2 inch of ice, but our power here only flickered a time or two. It went out briefly, but nothing. I mean, I can't even say it was out for a long period of time. It was long enough to notice, I guess. But yeah, it was the ice that got us here in the metro. But some people around the country, it was pretty rough. So, yeah, like you said, they're still dealing with it. I think that I'm trying to think. There was, what did I read on the news? There were 60 some fatalities. Yeah, let me pull that up. There was like 62. Yeah, 62. So there's my dog trying to break in. Yeah, 62. Texas had 3 young kids.
Yeah.
Tennessee, they had 8. We'll talk about one of them. He had to have been a Yankee. He decided to drive on the snow on the lake. That was a bad idea. And there was up in Boston, Mass. There was a snowplow accident, a sledding accident in Arkansas, and always several cardiac events when people get out shoveling snow. I think I talked about this beforehand, but yeah, it was. If you're going to go out and more people have heart attacks moving snow than you realize. So shoveling snow. So yeah.
Hey, I had to do that in Tennessee. I mean, in Ohio, and I'm here to tell you that ain't no joke, man. You build muscles doing that shit.
No, and we'll talk about it here in a minute. But there was still 400,000 people without power, mostly in Tennessee, Mississippi. So they're going to be out a little bit longer. And some lanes of, I think 40 are down to like 1 lane. So.
Denise said they got 15 inches and they're expecting more.
Yep. We're going to talk about that.
Oh my God.
Winter storm Guyana. So
Glenn, we have to go dig Denise out of the snow.
I may have a heart attack. I don't know if I can do that. So can I do that as my stress test?
I will take that chance.
Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, let's get into no. I hit Brenda. Let's get into the whatever the news stuff we got going on here. Oh, and seeing this on the Thin Line Rock station, I had to have other DJs fill in for me because it was flickering and we had some internet outages. So yeah, it was rough. Writer's Log said they made a ton of money moving snow as a young man. Yeah, he used to go in the neighborhood, and that was my job to go shovel out the neighbors. And I didn't charge the elderly ones, but I should have. So yeah, I did that. I'm trying to think. I had like 5 houses I did regularly, so it was a lot, but. Yeah, I hate shoveling snow. I hate it with a passion. So I guess I should file that under yard work. I hate mowing lawns too.
Yeah. I just figure stay in the house, eventually it'll melt and go away.
Well, yeah, it will, especially here in the South. But we're only going to get today, I think the high is going to be in the 40s. And I think maybe tomorrow it might hit 50 here in Atlanta. And then it's expected to plummet out again for a couple days. So, yeah, another cold front coming through. Denise says her neighbor helped her clear her car out. Was your car buried? Because I saw videos and pictures of people that their car was literally buried.
Yeah. Call the cops. Dude, somebody stole my car. Man, it's under the snow.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, it's 14:08 on the East Coast, Wednesday, January 28th. LA, it's 11:08. Denver, 12:08. And in Chicago, well, it's 1:08 in the afternoon. For our dear friends down in Australia, Perth, it is 3:08. And Sydney, you are at 6:08 a.m. So Chris says it's 13 degrees there. Yeah. So it's a bit chilly. So if you did go outside and look up, which I did, I walked Ginger last night around midnight, and it was cold, but me and her walked briefly. I looked up at the moon, and you can see almost all of it. It's like it's 77% illumination. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's got fur, so it doesn't bother her. She'll go out there and play in it. But I was like, all right, you're done. Let's go. So.
Oh, my God. You should have seen Putin. So him and I had an argument of why he has socks and snow boots and shoes, because I took him outside in the back, and the minute he stepped from the house onto the deck, his little feet were jumping up. And I was like, yeah, see, if you put your little snow booties on that mommy got you, that wouldn't be happening. And he's like, he went out there, and there was a cat who was a stray cat that was in our yard. So do you not know this little guy went around to every spot that he thought that cat was and peed on everything to say, this is mine. This is mine.
Yeah, that's what they do.
But in the meantime, he came in, and then what did he do? He put his front paws on my leg and about froze me to death.
Oh my God.
I was like, dude.
You'll be all right. Yeah, it was chilly out last night when I walked Ginger. So yeah, it was chilly. So let's see. Let's move along here. Well, the moon is coming up over South America. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, over South America and Africa right now. And I looked, and we are running 12. Why our sun is getting later and later? We're gonna have a time smear, Brenda. So.
Oh, did you see that they're going to put through Congress the whole time change thing? That they don't want to do it no more, apparently.
No.
Yeah, somebody was saying something about that they're going to vote on it because doing the whole spring forward, fall back bullshit.
They're going to vote on that, but they can't get a balanced budget passed.
Yeah. See, so there you go.
Yeah, well, we're almost 13 minutes behind. We're going to have a time smear. So, all right, Brenda, what kind of trivia do you want to do today? The newest ones: Alabama, Heart of Dixie, 1970s Australian Top 50. Yeah, no, I probably would bomb that one. Planet Avena Jukebox, We've got music in our system, soldiers of literature, easier people mix. I have no idea what that, something about authors. Okay. Death of authors, easier history mix. What's my name? It's celebrities. What's their real name? The Bugs Bunny Show theme song. Fill it in. And I don't know that I know that. Do you know the theme songs to Bugs Bunny?
Never ends. I think so.
I don't know that one. So, variety TV. What else? Flags of the World. I don't know what the hell that is. Franks of the World. Money. Ripple in Still Water. Remember song lyrics that contain ripple. Okay. And geography. Today's general is 3 of a kind.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it says. 3 of a kind beats 2 pair, but only if you can identify. I guess you have to identify what that is. Follow
That's kind of fun.
You don't want to try it? I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, we might as well. I mean, I haven't really been picking big lately, but what the hell?
All right. Well, we'll try this on the fun trivia. 3 of a kind trivia mix. 3 of a kind, 2 pair, but only if you could identify what 3 of the things given in the questions have in common. Oh. This is going to be good. What do a mythical rug, which transports one quickly to a destination, a 1998 movie about a family of witches whose loves cause men to die untimely, and the art performed by Penn and Teller have in common? Trickery, enchanted, magic, or a spell? Magic, yeah, that's my guess. We'll go guess. That sounds good. What do a small handheld firearm, a soldier who appears in Shakespeare's Henry V and Henry IV, Part 2, The Merry Wives of Windsor, and the mascot of the athletics team of the University of Wyoming have in common?
Oh, boy.
Matchlock, pistol, dirk, or commander. What is the University of Wyoming's? Jesus, I'm
driving. Pistol?
No, it couldn't be a pistol because that was in Henry V's time.
Oh, okay.
And dirk could be a dirk, a matchlock, or a commander. I'm gonna have to guess a dirk, but I can't remember the University of Wyoming's.
Okay, I could guess dirk too, but what the fuck is a dirk?
That's a small knife. It's a Scottish knife that they used to hide on their leg under their kilt. It was like a
that's a good one.
Yeah. So, but the key word is handheld firearm, and a soldier who appears in
the firearms that they used to have that had the knives at the end of them.
Those, what were those called? No, that was a bayonet. Bayonet.
Yes.
Yeah. So, the Merry Wives of Windsor and a mascot of the athletics for the University of Wyoming. So,
is Wyoming's mascot a marionette? Like,
I have no idea.
That has different meanings.
I have no idea. Anybody know what the University of Wyoming's? I don't know. Chris says, "What is a dirk?" Is a quote of the day. I hope you got that right. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. That's what
I've never heard of this.
Hold on, I'm gonna look that one because I think that's what that's called.
Normal people just call them knives.
Well, yeah, but they weren't called that. Let's see. No, what meaning? Dirk weapon. There we go. Long-bladed thrusting dagger. Yeah, from the Scottish era.
So dirk it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with dirk. That's my guess. But all right, we'll move on. We'll pick dirk. That seems reasonable. What do one of them? Wyoming is the Cowboys. I don't know. I can only think of Colorado. So they're the Buffaloes. So I don't know what the hell. I don't know. Well, we can come back to it. What do one of the most common artificial fishing lines. No, I'm sorry. Let me repeat that. What do one of the most common artificial fishing flies, a long-haired hare from Asia, in a 1978 movie about 4 cowgirls who thwart the assassination of President Kennedy, have in common? Catcher, hopper, bunny, or woolly? Denise is on this one. She says catcher. I have no idea, so we're going with Denise.
I have to agree.
All right. What does a lever activated by a person's foot, a lever which must be depressed for a machine to continue working, and a lever by which a bicycle rider's feet transmit rotational energy to a crank, have in common? A pedal, a controller, a grip, or a pusher?
Pedal.
Pedal, yeah. That seems almost seems too easy.
Even Denise said pedal.
Okay, all right. So we're going with pedal. What do the American jazz pianist, and a composer who wrote Round Midnight and Straight, No Chaser, an early opponent of Batman, a red-hooded vampire, and an endangered earless seal of Hawaii, have in common?
You know, when you were reading that out, I could have swore to God I heard you say a pisser. Like, what?
I think a pianist. I got a joke about that. A monk, a Lucian, a Victor, or a Winton? I think it's a Lucian, but I don't know. A red-headed vampire, an endangered earless seal of Hawaii, a jazz pianist and composer who wrote Round Midnight and Straight No One. I'm guessing Lucian. That's
we'll let you guess that one because I have no idea.
Probably wrong. So, let's see. What do an idiophone percussion instrument, a story about the American occupation of an Italian village in Sicily during WW2, and a paralysis on one side of the face, have in common? Timpani, bell, nervosa, or zufalo?
Nervosa?
I'm thinking nervosa, yeah, because that's got. But Chris says a bell. Everybody in the chat says a bell.
Oh, okay.
Well, it could be Bell's palsy. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bell's palsy. So see, our chat picks us up sometimes. What do a portion of a stand of bagpipe, which produces a single harmonizing note, the 3 robotic helpers in a 1972 sci-fi movie Silent Running, in a tedious, samorphous manner of speaking, have in common? Drone, bore, chanter, or forge? Denise says drone. That seems reasonable, but I don't know. Yeah.
I was thinking chanter.
Yeah. Chris says this is making me think too much. I don't like it.
Well, we don't really know, so we'll go with Denise. We'll go with drone.
Yeah, we'll go with Denise. Denise, this whole trivia is on you today. What do a navigational device use to determine the cardinal directions, a device used to measure the distance between 2 points on a map or a chart, and a Jeep crossover SUV introduced in 2007 as an entry-level product, have in common? Protractor, ruler, compass, or patriot? Ooh, now see, there was 2 Jeeps introduced, and I think one was a compass and one was a patriot, but I think the compass was like the little teeny one for like the city folks that like to pretend they got SUV. There's a lot of them here in Atlanta. Well,
both Denise and Chris are saying the compass.
Yes, that's right. They both said compass. So, what do a She's already ahead of us. What do a genus of northern hemisphere flowering plant, commonly known as the iris, Jasper Johns' painting of Old Glory in 1954, and a visual waved signal to stop have in common? A pennon, I don't know what the hell that is, a lantern, a flag, or a banner. I'm going to go with flag. I think
I
flag.
don't think so.
Yeah, I think flag is the right answer. So we'll go with flag. What do the 38th President of the United States, born Leslie Lynch King Jr., and the only character other than Arthur Dent, oh God, why the fuck did I just say that name? Then Arthur Dent to appear throughout the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and one of the world's largest and most important modeling agents have in common? Ronald, Ford, Richard, or Otto? And everybody's saying Ford. So I'm going to go with Ford. I don't have a clue. And yeah, I just hate uttering that name. All right, submit my answers. Here we go. Let's see what happens. All right. Number one, what do a mythical rug which transports one quickly to a destination, a 1988 movie about a family of witches whose love causes men to die untimely? Don't all women do that? And art performed and teller have in common? Magic carpets figure in mythology in the Middle East. Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman play sisters in the filming of Alice Hoffman's Practical Magic. Raymond Joseph Teller, who had his name legally changed to Teller, and Penn Juliet are a magic act. So there we go. All right, so we got this one wrong. What do a small handheld firearm, a soldier who appears in Shakespeare's Henry V and IV, Part 2, The Merry Wives of Windsor, and the mascot of the athletic teams have in common? And it was a pistol. So it was firearms capable of being held and discharged in one hand are called pistols. Yeah, we don't know about that. The ancient pistol is a character. It was in a character of his plays, William Shakespeare's plays. Okay. And the mascots of the team of the University of Wyoming is called a cowboy named Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete. I remember Pistol Pete.
All right, so I should listen to the chat on that one. All right, so what do one of the most common artificial fishing flies, a long-haired hare from Asia, and a 1978 movie about 4 cowgirls who thwart the assassination of President Teddy Roosevelt have in common? We put catcher, but the correct answer was woolly. The woolly booger, also called the woolly worm, is an artificial fly, fish just above the surface of the water, which resembles large nymphs drowning. So, all right. In places like Bhutan, China, India, Nepal, and Pakistan, there hops a woolly hare. Okay. They prefer high altitudes. All right. In Wild and Woolly in 1978, 4 women break out of prison in 1903 to prevent an Irish assassin from killing the President of the United States. I've never seen that one, so I don't feel too bad. So only 53% of the people got that one. So, all right. What does a lever activated by a person's foot, a lever which must be depressed and for a machine to continue operating, and a lever which by the cycle rider's feet transmit rotational energy? Pedal. The word derives from the meaning foot. It describes any kind of lever which is moved by the operator's foot. So there you go. Oh, we got this one wrong. Jeez, this was my guess. What do the American jazz pianist, a composer who wrote Round Midnight and Straight No Chaser, an earlier opponent of Batman, a red-hooded vampire, and an endangered earless seal of Hawaii have in common? I said Lucian, but the correct answer, Monk. Okay. Thelonious Monk, 1917 to 1982, was a giant of jazz recordings. and he was only exceeded by Duke Ellington. Didn't know him. First appearing in DC Comics in 1939, the Mad Monk was a vampire who sought to destroy Batman. Okay. The Hawaiian monk seal is one of only 3 species of the genus Monocars that have been hunted almost out of existence. So, and NOAA and Hawaiians are working to protect and preserve them now. So,
yes, Chris, every time I blow my nose, I'm going to think of that, the woolly booger. Woolly booger. Yep.
What do an idiophone percussion instrument? A story about an American occupation of an Italian village in Sicily during WW2 and paralysis of one side of the face have in common. And we got that correct. Bell. Musical instrument, which produces a sound. John Hersey's 1944 novel, A Bell for Adano. Okay. And Bell's palsy. So the chat was right. 74% of the people got that one right. So there you go. 74% of the people in the chat are smarter than me. What a portion of a stand of bagpipes, which produce a single harmonizing note, 3 robotic helpers in the 1972 sci-fi movie Silent Running, in a tedious, somniferous, manner of speaking have in common. And the chat got this right. Drone. 2 sorts of pipes are attached to the windbag of a stand of bagpipes called chanters and drones. Okay, there you go. 3 drones assisted by Bruce Dern's character in Silent Running were nicknamed Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They are reprogrammed by their master to play poker in addition to their manual labors. And poetry is something that lives like fire inside of you. Well, not me. Like music to a musician, or Marxism to communists, or else it is nothing. An empty formalized bore around which pendants can endlessly drone their notes and explanations. That was a quote by F. Scott Fitzgerald. So there you go. 88% of the people got that one right. What do a navigational device use to determine the cardinal directions? A device used to measure the distance between 2 points on a map, and a Jeep crossover introduced in 79. And we got that one correct. Compass. So let's see. Calipers are a device used in geometry, metal crafting, machining. Okay. Why the hell did my screen move? I didn't do that. So we got that one right. The Jeep Compass was introduced in 2007. So, all right. What does a genus of a northern hemisphere flowering plant, commonly known as the Irish, Jasper Johns' painting of Old Glory in 1854, and a visual waved signal have in common? And the chat got this one right. A flag. Irises grow naturally in Europe and North America, and they are widely known as flags. Did not know that. Jasper Johns constructed his painting of the United States flag using acoustic method. Okay. Interesting. Since about 1850, the phrasal verb flag down has been used to mean someone waving some sort of visual signal to cause something to slow down or stop. Okay. What do the 30th president of the United States, born Leslie Lynch King Jr., and the only character other than Arthur Dent to appear throughout the Hitchhiker's Guide in the Galaxy, and one of the largest and most important modeling agencies, have in common? We answered Ford. That was correct. 90% of the people would have got that, except for me, apparently. President Gerald Ford was named Leslie Lynch King at birth. I did not know that, but his name was changed because his mother remarried. He became president upon resignation of Richard Nixon. He was an Eagle Scout. Okay. Ford is a journalist researching obscure corners of the galaxy for the Guide. He rescues Arthur Dent, that's his mistake, from Earth mere moments before it's destroyed to make its way to hyperspace. The Ford Modeling Agency was founded in 1946 by Elaine and Gerald Ford. No relation to the presidency. So, all right. So there you go. We scored 7 out of 10. So, well, not too bad, I guess. We could have done better. So thank you to Denise. Otherwise, I would have really looked stupid today. So there you go.
And if you would have listened to her and I when we said pistol.
Yeah, whatever. So, all right. This day, trivia, January 28th. What word in English language is spelled wrong more often than any other word? Oh, God. Well, check my spell check. What word in the English language is spelled wrong more than any other word?
Right?
Like right as in writing, or like right is...
There you go. That's right. Why. The question you just asked is why.
But could it not also be they, there, too?
Oh, hell, I don't know. Wrong is spelled wrong.
Okay.
That might be it.
And the word wrong. Yeah. All right. So
Chris.
Chris is the smart one today. So we get Chris the cookie. So. Everybody wants to save the earth. Nobody wants to help mom do the dishes. Quote of the day from PJ O'Rourke. Oh, there's a lot of truth there.
That's true. Shit.
Yep. This day in 1986. Do you remember where you were? Do you remember where you were, Brenda? Good God, I'm having a stroke.
I was in California raising my baby.
Yeah, I was. The space shuttle Challenger exploded 73 seconds after liftoff, killing the crew of 7. And I know exactly where I was. I had went to pick up a friend. He needed a ride to go somewhere. And I literally can tell you the spot I was. We heard it come across the radio, FM radio. So, yeah. Elvis Presley's first national TV appearance this day in 1956 on the Tommy and Jimmy Dorsey stage show. And he performed Shake, Rattle, and Roll. I Got a Woman. So, okay. And apparently it was very controversial because they received a flood of mail from viewers who couldn't understand how they would allow someone like Elvis on the program. Wonder why they didn't like Elvis. I have no idea. And this day in 1916, the first Jewish U.S. Supreme Court Justice, Louis Demblitz Brandeis, probably pronounced that wrong, appointed by Woodrow Wilson. Graduated from Harvard at the age of 20, is widely rumored to have the highest grade average in law school's history. Known for taking cases for no pay, he became known as the Robin Hood of the law. Awesome. Did not know that. This day in 1915, the U.S. Coast Guard is established when the Congress combines Revenue Cutter Services and the U.S. Life-Saving Service into the United States Coast Guard. Okay. We Are the World, January 28th, 1985. Dozens of top-name music stars come together to record the chart-topping single. It was originally written by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie for the album We Are the World, which sold 20 million copies and raised more than 63 million, which is about 156 million today, for humanitarian aid in Africa and the United States. Fast becoming U.S. popular song in history. Why don't these artists do something like that today instead of the shit they do? So.
I could tell you that.
Yeah. No. Fantasy Island. This day in 1978, the TV series Fantasy Island debuts on ABC. Boss, the plane.
Oh my God. Why do this to me?
American League Baseball. This day in 1901, American League is formed, consisting of 8 baseball teams. The first city street lit by gaslight. This day in 1807 in London. Okay. Birthdays today. 1956, Elsa the Lioness. The book, movie Born Free were based on her life story in 1956. Huh. All right. Alan Alda. Alan Alda, born this day in 1936. Hawkeye from MASH. John Banner, born this day in 1910. He was in Hogan's Heroes. Sergeant Schultz. I see nothing, I hear nothing, I know nothing.
Yep. That is correct.
The Birdman of Alcatraz. Robert Stroud, a convicted killer known as the Birdman of Alcatraz. He became an expert on bird diseases while spending 44 years in solitary confinement. He discovered a cure for hemorrhagic septicemia, and it's a family diseases in birds. So, okay.
I thought you were going to say he discovered hemorrhoids.
At 18, he murdered a man for assaulting a woman he was pimping out for prostitution. He was sentenced to 12 years and developed a reputation as one of the most violent prisoners in the prison. And he was transported to the penitentiary in Leavenworth, Canada. There he killed a guard and was sentenced to death by hanging. His mother appealed to the President Woodrow Wilson, who halted the execution.
That's a man who stands up for his woman now. He was pimping out his bitch, and somebody decided to be mean, so he took it out on everybody. Talk about opening a can of whoop ass. Yep.
He found some injured sparrows in the prison yard and raised them to adulthood. He then began raising and selling canaries and bird medicines via mail order to help support his mom. Over the years, he raised 300 canaries and wrote 2 books on the care of birds. After prison officials found the equipment they had ordered for his birds was actually distilling alcohol, and due to his violent tendencies, he was transferred to Alcatraz, where he was no longer allowed to keep birds. He just wanted a little hooch. Come on, man. This guy was interesting. Sir Henry Morton Stanley, a British-American-born reporter and explorer, upon finding Scottish explorer Dr. David Livingstone in Africa in 1871, he queried Dr. Livingstone, I presume. Born this day in 1841. You remember him, don't you? So.
Oh, yeah. I was there when he was born.
See, I knew it. The first U.S. naval officer executed on mutiny this day in 1823. Philip Spencer, an American naval officer. He was the first officer executed for mutiny. His father was President John Tyler's Secretary of War at the time. Wow. He joined the Navy with the help of his father, the Secretary of War. He twice assaulted an officer aboard the USS North Carolina while under the influence of alcohol. He was then reassigned to the USS John Adams, where he was involved in a drunken brawl with a Royal Navy officer while on shore leave. He attempted to avoid court-martial by resigning, but his resignation was rejected, and he was reassigned to the USS Somers. He was then accused of forming a plan with 2 other sailors to seize, good Lord, to seize the Somers and sail her as a pirate ship. The 3 men were hanged at Yardom, so another bad dude there.
He just didn't like his Navy career, apparently.
Right. Chris says, if he was that violent of a prisoner, I'm not trusting him to take care of hemographic. Damn it, Chris. Fever. He's a proven murderer. Who's taking his word? Yeah. Well, just think we believed Fauci. So there you go.
Oh my God.
Barbie Benton was born this day in 1950. American actress, singer, and a Playboy playmate. So, all right. She was Hef's girlfriend from 69 to 76. She was known for Hee Haw, Fantasy Island, and of course her lovely spread.
It's amazing. Hef traded her for a younger version. Looks almost just like her, but with blonde hair.
I read an article today that men live longer if they have younger women in their lives and if they exchange women to keep younger women. That was something I read today from the AP. I'm like, yeah, I'm not running with that story. Susan Howard, an American actress known for her shows on Dallas, Donna Krebs, and Star Trek's the Klingon captain, wife of a Klingon captain, Kang. She was born this day in 1944. Jean-Felix Picard, born this day in 1884, a Swiss-born American pioneer in ballooning and diving vehicles. He and his identical twin, Augusta, established many flight records in 1934. He and his wife made the first successful stratospheric flight through the clouds. Now, how the hell do you convince in the 1800s your wife, hey, let's get on this balloon and fly up about 11 miles?
Get her drunk? I don't know. I'm sorry about that. I had somebody knock on the door. I need to hang a sign on my door outside that says, do not knock on my door between the hours of 1 and 3.
Yeah, do not discourage. Get one of those, just put a sock on the doorknob. Charles Nash, born this day in 1864. He was known for the Buick. He was the president of the motor company and later GM. And he founded Nash Motor Company. William Seward Burroughs, an American inventor, born this day in 1857. He invented the recording adding machine. Okay. Here's a pope with no face. Sabine Baring Gould, born this day in 1834, clergyman, author of Hymn of Onward Christian Soldier. Oh, damn. I'll have that stuck in my head now. Clement IX, born this day in 1600, an Italian religious leader and 238th pope, only from 1667 to 1669. That's why he didn't have a face. He was only there for 2 years.
Yeah.
He was busy. He didn't have time to pose for a picture. Henry the Seventh, King of England. He won the throne by defeating King Richard III, the Battle of Bosworth Field. The culmination of the War of Roses. He was left the last king of England to win the throne on the battlefield. All right. And now they just hand it to you, don't they? Unless you're in another arena. So let's see. We will skip quickly through today in history and see if there's anything interesting.
It's like today. A worm.
Yeah. The first X-rated movie depicting artificial insemination opened in London this day in 1951. La Vie commence demain. Okay. Why am I going to Google this?
I want a copy of this movie. I don't.
1985 charity single "We Are the World," which we just talked about. It topped the charts. 2017 Australian Open, Serena Williams defeats her older sister, Venus. So, okay. Did you know Iceland becomes the first Western country to legalize abortion this day in 1935? We'll just go take them over too. So, isn't that what we do here in America? We just take shit over. Yeah,
this is mine. They go out there and they pee on it.
I want this. This is mine. Yeah. Let it be said. Let it be done. Damn, Ginger's really trying to get in here. Let's see here. It's Lego Day. There you go.
Yeah, everybody get out there and step on one.
Oh, trust me, Squirt has tons of them everywhere. So.
That's probably why the dog wants in. She's like, get me away from this little terrorist.
Yeah, probably. It's National Daisy Day, National Kazoo Day. Why don't they give those damn protesters kazoos? We'll talk about that in a bit. American Immigration Lawyer Association Day of Action. Christy McAuliffe Day. She was an astronaut killed in the Challenger explosion. Data Privacy Day. Global Community Engagement Day. International Reducing CO2 Emissions Day. Jose Marti's birthday and memorial. Julian Felipe Day. I don't know who half these people are. Library Shelfie Day. National Blueberry Pancake Day.
I knew there was Pancake Day in there somewhere. I knew there had to have been.
I like my pancakes with peanut butter and blueberry sauce. National Pediatrician Day. Pop Art Day. Rattlesnake Roundup Day. No, thank you. Thank a plugin developer.
I'm on it.
Yeah, you're good at rounding up the rattlesnakes.
Right.
All right, let's see. We talked about all these. Gift of the Ladybug Day. All right, don't know what the hell that is, but we'll move on. And I think we got all these. Data Privacy Day. I saw some creepy videos about AI might be spying on us.
You're just now getting that? What?
Well, no, I mean, it was pretty some interesting stuff. So I started to run with the story on it, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna not do that.
I think I'm gonna buy me a kazoo.
I want a kazoo. I'll give a kazoo to Squirt. There you go. It's the 39th day of winter. Yeah, and it's only going to get worse. Let's see here. Yeah, we covered most of this, so we'll move on. The modern Lego was patented this day in 1958. Lego bricks from what year are compatible with... I'm sorry. Lego bricks from that year are still compatible with bricks produced today. Okay. And this day in 1959, the Green Bay Packers head coach was named Vince Lombardi. So there you go. He went on to be a great coach and historical NFL figure. Let's see. FBI executes search warrant at Fulton County's election office near Atlanta. Well, that's breaking news. That's right here. So, Lord have mercy. It's going to be ugly. State Election Board in May 2024 heard a case that alleged documentation was missing for thousands of votes in the recount of the presidential contest in 2020. After a presentation by a lawyer and an investigator for the Secretary of State, a response by the county, and lengthy discussion among board members, they've decided to issue a letter of reprimand to the county. Shortly after the note, they shifted towards a conservative majority, which was repeatedly sought to reopen the case. The board's lone Democrat and chair have objected, arguing the case is closed, citing multiple reviews that found that while the county's 2020 elections were sloppy and poorly managed, there was no evidence of intentional wrongdoing.
Really?
Oh, I believe they should just go to WSB and see the yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Trump recently said people will soon be prosecuted for what they did in the 2020 election. Jesus Christ. Georgia has been
do it already.
Yeah, well, I don't believe that we're going to put anybody in jail. What the hell is Bondi doing? She's got, yeah, this is all a paper tiger is all this is. So, GOP mayor from California says ICE is being rejected by communities across the United States. There's a lot of truth to that. So, yeah. So the FBI is right around the corner from me in Fulton. So hopefully they won't find me though. So I'll be safe and sound here. So I got Brenda to protect me. So she's keeping me. It'll be good. FBI, open up! Go away. So
I'll get him.
Billionaires praise Trump. All right. Rubio says regime change in Iran would be far more complex than Venezuela. You think?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Which there's nothing that can be won in Iran.
Hang on, I gotta take this call. Give me a minute, Glenn.
Okay, there's nothing that can be won in Iran. That dictator is killing anybody who doesn't think like him, and he's got a large following. And now they're hiding in schools and hospitals and setting up encampments, hoping that the military bombs them. There's nothing good is going to come from that. I'm sorry. So there we go. Rubio says Venezuelan oil sales will pay for daily government services. I wonder what the hell that means. Let's see. Yeah, I just don't think anything positive can come out of us going to war with Iran. I really don't.
No. But that was a positive phone call.
Oh, okay.
My batteries will be here on the 3rd of February.
Oh, I was hoping you were saying we were picked up by the Miami affiliate. Damn it, Brenda. Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Let's see. We'll talk about that in a minute. The federal agents involved in the shooting of Alex Pretty, is it Pretty or Pretty, have been placed on leave. It's administrative leave. Calm down, people. Let's see. Democrats threaten to impeach Kristi Noem. Yeah, they're trying to get her.
Yeah.
The attorney general says 16 protesters were arrested in Minnesota. That's all? They could have got many more. That to me would have been like easy fishing. So the FBI is going to investigate the attack on Representative Ilhan Omar. Okay.
It was fake. She faked that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. We are all on survival mode, according to Minneapolis residents. All right. Let's see. Border patrols are on leave. We'll talk about that here in a minute. What does it mean? It means they're sent home with pay. And they won't say where. They're not going to tell you where. Do you? Okay, Bob shot him in the back of the head. Tim shot him in the neck, and this guy, well, I think he shot the curb. They want yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. But if you release the information, it's not going to make them any safer. It's going to inflame the issue. So, yeah, no. In Italy at the Olympics that are scheduled to begin in February, like 3 weeks. Yeah, the 6th of February. Italy is kicking out all the ICE agents because they're Nazi soldiers. Their words, not mine. Only 2 agents shot him. Trump doesn't mention Minnesota at a Treasury event. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz visits Pretty's memorial. Oh, well, that was sweet of him because yesterday he was running for his life. So, Walz, Ecuador says ICE agent attempted to enter its consulate. That is true. And they can't do that. The consulate in Minneapolis, well, it was in Minnesota, the Ecuadorian compound, they're not allowed there. That's sacred ground. We can't do that. So let's see. Trump suggests that we'll take a more relaxed approach in Minneapolis. Yeah, so good times. All right. So we'll move on there. Anything interesting here? I think, it's the same one, isn't it? Yeah, I think I just got a double screen. So train attack. Okay. In Ukraine, apparently that's breaking. All right. And misinformation about the shooting. So, okay. Spreading that the man that killed him on Saturday, or the man that was killed Saturday. So he'd been fired as a nurse back is fake news. No, he resigned. He wasn't working currently. So a lot of questions are, how the hell was he getting paid? So, oh, Lord, I'm not even going to look at that one. Yeah. All right, we're going to move on from this one. This is breaking news live from the BBC. If you want to go check it out. All right, let's get into our normal daily slop. We'll about be on time. Well, the Doomsday Clock, according to UPI and the International Agency of Astronomers and Physicists and whatever, the smart people, we moved the Doomsday Clock 3 seconds ahead. It's now 85 seconds to midnight. So there you go. Are you familiar with the Doomsday Clock, Brenda?
I don't pay attention to that.
Well, it's a guide that began 7 minutes to midnight in 1947 as a way to convey the threat of the nuclear danger. In 1949, it really moved ahead to 3 minutes, and in 1963, it went 12 minutes. It's only moved a couple times back and forth between the 70s, 80s, and 90s. At the end of the Cold War, went back to 17 minutes to midnight. The furthest it's been from doomsday. In 2023, it was moved 90 seconds, and in 2025, 89 seconds. So too many people want to play with big things that go boom, and that's why they so us, China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, All right, Brenda, one storm is gone, but yet another is born.
That's what they say.
Yes. Deadly cold. Brace for the bomb cyclone known as Guyana. So it's another snowstorm that's going to hit the eastern seaboard. Now, there's not a lot of, some people are saying it's going to come further inland and cross over the Appalachian down into the heart of the South in Atlanta and in Georgia. But it's going to hammer somewhere between Chesapeake Bay and probably Myrtle Beach. They're going to be measuring snow in feet, not inches.
Interesting.
My show title had me singing Motley Crue 10 seconds. All right, well. So yeah, this snow that's coming is, it's called a bomb cyclone. And I could get into the nerd stuff, but basically there's a front coming down from Canada. And it is kind of, it's coming down basically from the mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley region. It's coming straight down. It's vertical right now, and it's pushing that cold air down into the deep south. Well, what's happening is it's meeting a front off the coast of the Atlantic, and it is pushing it back to the west. And if you know anything about storms in the south, any storm that moves from east to west, as opposed west to east, is much more significant in power. So this one could be for the coastline, for the Carolinas and Chesapeake Bay, maybe inland as far as Richmond and the other side of the Appalachia. They're going to be measuring this in feet of snow. So, but we're all going to get the cold. So yeah, there you go.
Of course we are.
Yeah. So, and did you notice there was one thing out of all the weather stories that was never mentioned, and I couldn't find it in any of them. Do you know what it was, Brenda?
No, what was it?
Global warming. Not mentioned one time. How many times over the summer during the hurricanes did we hear global warming, global warming, global warming? Yeah, well, now that we're getting hammered by cold stuff, they're like, forget about that. We'll talk about that again in the summer. So
that is the biggest. No.
Oh, I don't disagree, but yeah, it's funny. The media, the mainstream media, they're all such liars. So
Yeah.
At any rate, Chris says, I wish Canada would contain their cold weather as well as keep their illegals out of our country. No, wow. And that morally superior to us trying to do the same thing. Yeah. So yeah, the bomb cyclone is going to come down from Canada, somewhere between the Ohio Valley, mid-Atlantic. It could venture as far over as to the Appalachian area, and then it's going to hit that front. It's going to move it. It's stronger, and it's going to push it with all that Atlantic moisture back to the west. And then it's going to spin up the coast. And like I said, there could be areas from pretty much Chesapeake Bay up to, Nova Scotia. That will be measuring it in feet. So, yeah, Vermont got over, I think it was like almost 2 feet. My son's shed collapsed. So, so you probably won't be affected much by this, Brenda, other than the cold. But it could pose a real threat to the South again. So, and they're also saying it could become a nor'easter. So, yeah, when it moves further up north. So, hang on, Denise. It's help's coming. So, I wanted to pull this up a little bit earlier. This is the outage map and show just how many people were still without power. Tennessee has 128,000, well, almost 129,000. Mississippi, 115,000. Louisiana, 72,000. Texas, where you're at, Brenda, 21,000. Kentucky has 12,000. California, why the hell has California got people without power? They're 9,000. South Carolina, 2,200. And Virginia, 1867. I pulled this up on my phone during the storm, and pretty much most of the East Coast over pretty much across the Mississippi to you was all yellow and red with the people out of power. So, yeah. But, there's still people trying to get their power back on. So it's crazy. So, and another one's coming. But I don't think this one's going to go inland as far west. So let's hope. I mean, I wouldn't mind for a little snow here in Atlanta. So, have you heard about this, Brenda? The upcoming food riots.
Oh.
Yeah, upcoming food riots. See, I want you to pay attention because I'm going to be the first to talk about this. They plant these little tiny seeds in headlines, and they're like, well, we told you. So start the little ones here. So this comes to us from Natural News and the introduction to the perfect storm across America, the perfect storm of economic collapse, engineered food shortages, and government overreach is building towards an inevitable explosion of social unrest. The term food riot evokes images of distant failing nations, but the structural cracks in the U.S. food and financial system have reached a critical point. From manipulated supply chains to hyperinflation and weaponization of climatation has placed the balance substance just out of reach for Americans. So, and it's no longer a theoretical risk. So, Amazon, Walmart had to step in as food banks in exchange for government contracts controlling every bite. Did you know that?
Nope.
Yeah, Walmart and Amazon were getting contracts during some of these storms to be food banks. So, yeah. So,
somehow that doesn't surprise me, really.
The root causes declining food production and economic collapse. And there's a historical cycle. What we're witnessing is not unique. It's part of a predictable, cynical process of civilization rise and fall. History shows that empires become, I can't even pronounce that, cyretic, overextended, and morally bankrupt. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. And we are at a tail end of such a cycle, according to analysis. So, fracturing ideological fault lines in the communities. Yep, we have plenty of that. So, the government's blueprint from ICE to a domestic police state. As the crisis deepens, the state's priorities will shift from welfare to warfare against its own people. The mechanisms for this are already being built and tested. Current immigration enforcement officers provide a template for domestic population control. Imagine a scenario where agencies like ICE shift their focus, as one AI predicted model suggested, from drugs to food stamp smuggling. That sounds familiar. The infrastructure, tracking, rating, and detaining is already in place. It merely requires a change in mandation, being mandated. So surveillance, well, we talk about that frequently. The balloons and the drones that are up catching every single transmission coming and going. So we've talked about that before. And then U.S. resources and fading dominance in the world. So yeah, preparing for the inevitable. So the only secure path is a self-reliance and building of decentralized local communities. So according to this, the coming food riots and the state oppressive response are not an apocalyptic end, but a violent transition. So, and you can go read all this if you would like over at Natural News. It's a very good article talking about the state of the country and our economic system and their prediction of a upcoming food riot. So stay tuned. Well, you probably won't hear it from me. So they'll probably have.
I don't know who they're going to hear it from, because they sure are going to hear it from me.
No, they won't hear from mainstream media. So Chris says every disaster seems to work out as a financial boom for Amazon. They cleaned up during COVID while everyone else had to follow rules. Yep. Well, yesterday, Trump went and he went to a restaurant and started speaking to people. It was staged, but he had the limo stop and they went into a restaurant or a diner where people were at. And he was wearing a glove on only his left hand. So now everybody wants to know, why is he covering his left hand? Is it because of the bruising? Has the bruising gotten worse? So everybody's questioning. That's the government conspiracy of the day, because Michael Jackson did it for years and he was okay.
So did anybody ever find out who that was on stage that we couldn't see, that Biden tried to shake hands with? Did anybody find out who that was? I mean, Biden did so much stupid shit and they're worried about a Band-Aid on his hand or
wearing
the fuck up, people.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I have a conspiracy. Here you go. Put your tinfoil hat on. Maybe he's really Michael Jackson in a disguise.
Oh, God.
There you go. I'll throw that out there. Run with it. Run with it.
No, not me. So.
I think that if I was president and I was going to another country or going to be around a bunch of people shaking hands, I might want to put something on my hand too, because But
that's not the hand he shakes hands with. He shakes hands with his right hand. With his left hand, he's keeping gloves.
Maybe his left hand was cold.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, so that's the thing. So, man injured by Border Patrol agents near the U.S.-Mexican border. This comes to us from, who is this one from? This one is from, I can't pronounce it. Well, you can read about it. A man who authorities say was involved in human smuggling was shot in exchange of gunfire with the Border Patrol. They were attempting to apprehend a 34-year-old Arizona man during a traffic stop when he fled and shot at a Border Patrol helicopters and agents. The suspect, Patrick Gary Shigale, was transported to a hospital and was recovering from surgery on Tuesday evening. Authorities from the Pima County Sheriff's Office said during a news conference that he believes the Border Patrol agent involved in the shooting acted lawfully based on what is known so far. The investigation is ongoing. So, yeah, he fled. He shot at the helicopter and then he shot at the agent. And, well, he didn't win the shootout. He's in critical condition. So.
And people are upset because of this, right? Let me guess.
They're not as upset about this as they are.
Okay.
Minnesota, so.
Okay.
Now, this is an exclusive from PM. ICE captures 2 illegal immigrants fleeing arrest in Maine after locals lend them an ATV. Local residents in Waterboro have reportedly been cheering on ICE agents, with some even providing direct assistance like a loaned ATV. In a scene resembling an action movie, a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent borrowed a resident's all-terrain vehicle to chase down and apprehend 2 illegal aliens who attempted to flee on foot through deep snowy Maine. That would have been fatal for them, probably. The incident captured on video exclusively by PM, obtained by the Post Millennial, is the name of the publication, and it occurred near Little Ossipee Pond in Waterboro. Shows the 2 illegal aliens dressed in dark clothing running across a vast frozen landscape as they trudge through the snow. And then you see an ice agent appear driving an ATV.
Oh boy.
Yeah. There's no uprising about this one, but you know what? I'm going to just throw this out there. If the agents hadn't caught them with the snow being that deep, that could have been very bad for their health. So, because I'm going to guess they were probably ill prepared to deal with the cold weather when they fled. So they probably just had on jeans, boots, and a jacket, and they were in waist deep snow in areas. So yeah, it's probably good that they got captured. So have you heard about
I'm sorry,
this?
I would have just been inside, not out in the snow. I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah. An unhinged Virginia nurse who encouraged her colleagues to inject ice agents with paralytic drugs is swiftly fired. Now I want to know how she gets access to paralytic drugs so easily. That's my first question.
Well, she's a nurse. If she works in a hospital, that would be kind of
No. That's not as easy as you think, because those are, if you're in pharmacy, maybe, but no, you don't just go over to a counter and pull out paralytic drugs. Not even on the ambulance. We had a process, and if you even cracked that seal during the movement of a patient and it hit the locker, you had some splaining to do.
Well, these people don't really give a damn about anything that they're doing.
Well,
right now.
I'm just saying, how the hell does she have access? Like, makes it sound like it's so easy. So, anyhow, she was going to sabotage and attack ICE agents, and she wanted nurses across the country to do these sabotage tactics, or at least a scare tactic. And she wanted all medical providers to grab some syringes with needles on them, have them full of succinylcholine, whatever. Succinylcholine is a very strong, I don't know if IM, which means injecting it in the muscle, would be as effective, but it would cause temporarily anesthesia and a temporary paralysis. It does wear off quickly, but I'm not sure about the metabolism of it through intramuscular, which is just basically a jab.
Right.
But she was encouraging them. She says, listen, anybody who's got poison ivy in their yard, rake it up, put it in their gloves, soak it in some water, and then spray the agents with it with a water gun. This lady was just nasty.
Wow.
She's suggesting that women, attractive women, luring unsuspecting ICE agents on dating apps and then spike their drinks.
I'm pretty sure that they're a little busy to be cruising around on dating.
Get on Tinder, get on Hinge, and find these guys. They're around. So,
oh my god,
put some X-Lax in their drink. Get them sick. Oh, Jesus Christ! If you can't make them die, at least incapacitate them. Wow, this lady's got some serious mental health issues to deal with. So,
so people, if you're looking for a date,
yeah, she's this just goes to my theory. Hot chicks are all psychotic. So, oh my God. So yeah, she's got some crazy things. But did you hear this? Tim Waltz, he was interviewed last night, and he said basically he was a tough guy, and he wants to beat the shit out of JD Vance.
All right.
It's a quote. So,
somebody set up a boxing ring. I want to see this.
Yeah. I would beat the shit out of him if I could, Tim Waltz said. Yeah, Tim Waltz said he wants to beat him up. I'll see how that goes. Is that a threat? I wonder. I don't know.
That's kind of what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, then he went on a typical Waltz rant, lying his way through a rambling discussion in which he portrays himself as the defender of truth, justice, and the Somalia way.
God.
Yeah, so he was seen in this interview portraying himself as Superman. God, please don't put on tights. And he wanted to punch JD Vance in the face. So I would actually pay money to that. I think we should do a fundraiser. So,
Right? Let's see if Tampon Timmy can actually find something other than a hole to insert his fist in. Just saying.
Would you read about this? Minneapolis anti-ICE protester reportedly bit off the finger of a DHS. Yeah, she bit the end of it off, the tip of it off, and it was not going to be able to. I'm not going to show the images on here, but he's going to lose his from the middle finger from the joint up. So yeah, these people are nasty. So
Did they
said it tasted like ice. So
did they take her in and have her checked for rabies and put her down if she was infected?
Good God, I don't know what they did with her, but yeah, she during a conflict, she attacked and bit one of the officer's fingers off. So
this is so ridiculous. I just can't anymore.
But just remember, these are mostly peaceful. So
yeah.
I didn't even bring up the article with the lady with the flashbang. Has anybody seen that? The lady they throw flashbangs to get them away.
I've seen that, and she
picked up the flashbang, and well, duh, stupid, it bangs. And it blew her middle finger off on I think it was her left hand.
There was something I wanted to add to that whole finger biting thing.
Go ahead.
You know, their mayor got up and was saying that what they're doing right now is love. So was that considered a love bite?
Maybe she's kin to the nurse. So
maybe.
Chris says it was mostly peaceful bite. So well, right now they're up in the House arguing. The Democrats are threatening to shut down the government if any DHS funding is included in the appropriations bill.
Oh my God.
They're threatening to shut the entire country down during a major winter storm that just occurred and another one coming up because they don't want ICE funded. Oh yeah, and I forgot Writer's Blog says love bite, kinky. I forgot to mention I saw a thing go across the wire to reporters, and the government, this is I don't know if it's true or not, is encouraging during weather forecasting not to use the word ice because now it's a bad word. So
okay,
they're encouraging people not to use the word ice because it is a bad word. I just can't. What world do I live in? So.
I think I just need to go to Canada and just be self-euthanized.
Well, hell, we're about to take over part of them. So what the hell? It ain't gonna be much different. So, so we'll get into this a little bit more. But yeah, the Democrats are threatening to shut it down, and this is all coming as we're doing probes into the protesters. Signalgate was infiltrated, and it goes right to the AG's office. And my first comment on Signalgate was, well, we'll talk about it here in a minute, but I've got a real problem with some of that. So Alex Pretty, this comes to us from PJ Media, reported by Catherine Salgado, committed previous felonies before the deadly attack on the officer. They want you to believe that the man who died during the violent clash with Border Patrol in Minneapolis was an innocent legal observer with a heart of gold. Well, it turns out his armed assault that resulted in his death was not his first illegal interference with federal immigration officers. The underlying issue here is that Democrats have encouraged their activists to believe that they can commit any amount of violence and dangerous illegal behavior without any real consequences. They're endangering lives of both citizens and police officers, and they have already fueled an 8,000% increase in death threats on federal officers. I wonder what it's been to local law enforcement officers. They see themselves as heroes for their violence, and they always melt down when it backfires. So he committed a felony, threatened officers with deadly force one too many times. He fell for the Democratic lie, and it cost him his life. So
I'm sorry to hear that you're not feeling good. I hope you feel better soon.
Oh yeah, no kidding. I do hope you feel better. So I hope hopefully the snow didn't hammer you too bad there. So but yeah, apparently he spent his free time out interfering with federal operations as part of the Signal Gate. He had been arrested before for incidents like this. So interesting. So he's been he must not have been armed on the others, because it seems to me like they would have seized his weapon if he had been. But
well, they're kind of, bad people can get weapons no matter what.
Well, no, I understand that, but it seems like they would have said, he was arrested armed before. He's only been arrested for scuffling with them in the past.
Oh, okay, I see what you
mean. Yeah, because it would have been definitely would have been on his record. But he was arrested with a SIG, and of course it had a full magazine, and then there was 2 additional magazines, which even the Republicans are jumping on the bandwagon. Okay, let me just point this out. I am pro Second Amendment. 1 magazine is none, 2 is 1. When you are engaging in a instant thing like that, you may need more than 1 magazine. You may have a gun malfunction, pistol malfunction. You have to drop a clip and put another one in. Therefore, that's why a lot of people carry more than 1 magazine. So I'm not going to get into a pro Second Amendment thing on that, but even the Republicans are making too big of a deal out of that. So let me catch up here. Monica says 13 inches. Wow, that's a lot of snow. Send me some pictures, Monica. We didn't get any snow. We got ice here in Atlanta. The temperatures were in the teens during the day and single digits at night. Yeah, we only hit the teens during the late afternoon and overnight here in Atlanta. But yeah, that's cold. So yeah, send me some pictures. I like snow pics. If you want, I'll even post any of my listeners' snow pics. Oh, and I should mention this. It was Australian listener messaged me and pointed out, while we're going through this horrible cold front here on the East Coast that we're whining about, down at the bottom of the world in Australia, they're dealing with temperatures in the 120s Fahrenheit. Oh, yeah. 120. Yep. So yeah,
our winter is their summer.
They got floods and fires. So yeah. So you can look at my show description. Not today's. I don't think I have it updated in today's. Any of them, and you'll see. You can send an email to sportcat@protonmail.com, or if you want to find me on social media, Facebook, I'm Sportcat Medic. So pretty easy to find. So,
or Monica, if you're on my Facebook, you can send it to my messenger too. And I can
send I swear, I thought you said MySpace. Damn, you're showing your age. So
I'm sorry. I probably should have stayed on that thing. I'm just gonna say it.
I think now it's just a music thing, isn't it? I haven't even looked.
I don't even know.
So there was 2 federal officers that fired shots during the encounter that killed Alice Pretty, according to the preliminary investigation. So 2 federal officers fired shots that killed the person, Alex Pretty, over the weekend in Minnesota. And they tried to take him into custody. He resisted, leading to a struggle. During the struggle, a Border Patrol agent yelled, "Gun, gun, gun," which is what you do as a law enforcement officer. And then other officers, 2 officers, a border patrol and another Customs and Border Patrol agent, each fired their Glock duty issued pistols. So, and they're conducting an analysis based on the review of body cams and documentation. So, and separately, a man was arrested after he sprayed an unknown fluid. Oh, we're going to talk about that in a minute. So,
Yeah.
So, all right, here, I'm only going to do this one. Well, let's finish with this. Agents involved are placed on administrative leave. 37-year-old Alex Pretty was two officers who we talked about, and they are basically they're putting him on administrative leave. So they're until the investigation's complete. So, all right, everybody see the video. Everybody knows what happened, knows the outcome. I'm only going to do this once because I'm not going to be like these clickbait people and try and get people to come over and argue with me or tell me that I'm right or I'm wrong. Here is my view, my hot take. And I said this from the moment I saw the first video. The one officer that was in the tan jacket with the brown boots that yelled "gun, gun, gun" was in the process of disarming him. And in the process of disarming him, he retrieved it from his holster, which he was wearing on his back. Horrible place, by the way, to put it if you're a concealed carry person. And he turned to his right and went to go behind a vehicle. So now let's get to some order here. This happened within seconds. This wasn't over a long period of time. This wasn't anything that you can slow down. And it's great to armchair quarterback, but he yelled "gun, gun, gun" while he did disarm Pretty. And then he turned to his right and started going back towards the other side of the street. If you pay close attention as he is taking his second step, you can see the SIG discharge unintentionally. Don't know if his finger was on the trigger. Doubtful, because it looked like he had trigger control. Our SIGs, that particular one, has been recalled for unintentional discharges. In fact, that's why police and military don't carry that one anymore. It's a very expensive, it's about a $1,700 gun, not to mention the optics he had on it. So let's put this in slow motion mode because we can armchair quarterback. He yells "gun, gun, gun." He's disarming him. He turns, goes to the right. He hasn't had time for him to yell "all clear." The gun discharges. Officers do what they are trained to do. They heard somebody shooting at them. They returned fire. If you notice, during the exchange, there's a single gunshot, and then seconds, not even seconds, maybe a second later, there's a volley of return fires, which was what the two agents did. It was a horrible thing that he lost his life for being stupid, but I'm not even going to get into the legalities. He didn't have his ID. It was legal carrier, but none of that at this point matters. And I'm not even going to say he brought a weapon to a, whatever you want to call it, a riot. It was within his Second Amendment rights. He could do that, and he had a concealed carry. So I personally, if I feel I need to conceal carry and I'm going somewhere and I want to think about large crowds of people, you have to think about losing the firearm either during a scuffle or some type of exchange. Is it better to get shot or a punch in the face? So I'm just throwing that out there. That was his choice, but it was well within his rights. But unfortunately, these two officers are going to have to live with this, and it'll probably be ruled as justified once they slow everything down with the audio. And remember, everything we do and see, we're doing armchair quarterback. We see it in an exaggerated period of time. These people, it goes through their head. I'm talking about the officers, and is processed in milliseconds what we're processing in minutes, days now. So, and social media lost its goddamn mind over this. Oh my God. So it was unfortunate. But let's just be frank. How could this whole thing have been avoided, Brenda?
The guy not have a gun to begin with.
Well, that's one. Or if he just stay at home and mind his own business. So.
Well, and then there is that.
Here's some advice not to get shot. A, don't bring it. 2, just don't go.
Why? Okay, look, if it's a mostly peaceful protest, why are you taking a gun anyways?
No argument there. So
I mean, why? Do you think you're going to be able to take a shot at one of these officers that are padded and all this other stuff and be able to get away with it?
That's the other thing. These officers, their cortisol levels, their adrenaline levels is on high. I mean, they don't even let them rest in the hotels, for God's sakes, at night.
Oh, I know.
So they are sleep deprived. They're on high alert at such levels. It's unbelievable. So, you hear a gunshot, you return fire, you eliminate the threat. But I don't think that the officers intended to take a life that day. I don't think they got up and said, let's go take a life today. I think they merely in milliseconds had to make a decision if they wanted to go home at the end of the day. So,
well, not only that, but there was other people around, right? So
not so much involved in the scuffle with them. No.
Okay.
There was a scuffle off to their right with a woman, and there was some controversy about whether Pretty was trying to help the woman, or it was kind of an odd exchange. Now, first off, I'll just be honest. The officers kind of shoved the woman. That was uncalled for. He shoved the woman to the ground, and then Pretty went over, and he had his chest all pumped up and had his camera in his face, and there was a verbal exchange, and the agent pushed Pretty, however you say it, and then Pretty pushed him, and there started the scuffle, which brought in, I think, a total of 6 officers in the end, but 4 initially, to the scuffle with him. He resisted, and at some point in time, he lost possession of his firearm by agent removing it. And honestly, that's my opinion, that it was an unintentional discharge, and that's what started the volley of gunfire that took his life. Those officers have to live with that decision for the rest of their lives. So, because unfortunately, I think it's going to be ruled that it was a justifiable shoot because of the unintentional discharge. Here's, this gun is a very expensive gun, and it's been recalled. It's known for this. If that gun had not discharged, he'd probably be alive. I mean, he might have some broken ribs or something, but he'd probably be alive. That's just my opinion.
If
you can take it for
true. Resisting and there wasn't such a scuffle, it might not have went off.
True. So, but yeah, that's my take. Then until proven otherwise, that's pretty much what I think. So we'll see. So. All right. Well, this has been breaking news and has been breaking news all day. Holman, you know who he is, Tom Holman.
Yep.
He's on his way to, he's on his way. He's in Minneapolis, and he told Waltz, let's make a deal. So he wants more cooperation, or at least toning it down a notch. So it seems like he's gotten off to a pretty good start. And it's apparently been very good, positive, productive talks. So, and that has upset people on the left who think that Waltz has sold them out, and they invaded the Capitol yesterday.
Oh my.
Yeah, the protesters broke into the Capitol building, and they were trying last night. I don't think they were successful. They were trying to get into the governor's mansion. Yeah, so, and then of course they have been on this signal gate giving directions. They thought they had the idea of where they were staying, and then the police department showed up and arrested a lot of them. So 2 nights of tearing up hotels, and police finally came in. Trump says he sent Homan, is it Holman or Holman? Homan to de-escalate the tensions. So, and he says that Bavino is a out there kind of guy. I don't think Bavino's in trouble.
Well,
I think they're
wait a minute.
sending him back home to California. He's been on the road for a year, for God's sake. So
Wasn't Vance just out there not that long ago?
yeah, Vance.
Okay, so
and they
he
didn't
didn't do
provide.
anything
The local police didn't provide protection for Vance. They had to bring in extra people.
but so he wasn't there to do something to de-escalate, and now it escalated again.
No. Vance he tried to set up a community roundtable, and both Ray and the governor and the mayor both declined to attend.
So they think by sending Homan out there, it's going to help.
Well, apparently it is. Apparently they flinched.
Okay.
So it's to be determined. I think they're sending some people home. They're saying basically, if you will have police protecting us doing our job, if we've got the intel, if we've got the knowledge, we know where they are, and we're going to go in and we're going to get these bad guys. And if you will protect us while we do it, I think they're going to send some agents home, because that's what the majority of those agents have been there, to protect the people doing the boots on the ground arresting. So if the local police would step in and do their job, then they wouldn't need to be there. So it's a give and take relationship. So, but as I said, go ahead.
So what's going to happen if they say, okay, and they do this, and the local police are there, and these people start walking around with guns hidden and pushing those officers, and those officers have to shoot them?
Well, there, once again, like you said, we need to tone it down. We threatening to punch the vice president, getting to beat the shit out of him. I don't think it's toning it down.
No.
I don't think it's toning it down. So yesterday afternoon, like I said, they stormed the Capitol after the concessions to Trump. They were in there. And of course, he met with Trump. He met with Homan yesterday, and he's met with him today. And they have an ongoing dialogue and basically a back and forth conversation going on. And
it's a
citizens have invaded the Capitol, and they think that he's give up on them. So,
what he's doing is too late. He should have done something a long time ago.
I agree.
Communities.
I agree. So, and then we have this here. Here we go. Jacob Frey, the mayor of Minneapolis, Trump puts the mayor on notice over a serious violation of the law. And Trump's quote, "Not mine. He's playing with fire." Him and Mayor Frey are going back and forth yesterday and today. Jacob Frey says, "I shared with Mr. Holman the serious negative impacts this operation has had on our Minneapolis and surrounding communities, as well as the strain it has placed on our local police officers." Now here, pay attention. "I also made it clear that Minneapolis does not and will not enforce federal immigration laws, and that we will remain on keeping our neighbors and streets safe. City leaders will continue to stay in conversation with Mr. Holman and his team." So the state police have been called in. The National Guard's already been deployed. They were handing out donuts and hot chocolate to the protesters. Jesus Christ, that was disgusting. So now they're back and forth in an X-war. This is from President Trump. Surprisingly, Mayor Jacob Frey just stated that Minneapolis does not and will not enforce immigration laws after having a very productive conversation. Could somebody in his inner sanctum please explain that this statement is a very serious violation of the law and that he is playing with fire? To which Mayor Frey replying to it in their X-war. The job of our police is to keep people safe, not enforce federal immigration laws. I want them preventing homicides, not hunting down a working dad who contributes to Metropolitan Minneapolis, I guess is the abbreviation for MPLS, and is from Ecuador, similar to the policy your guy Rudy had in New York City. Everyone should feel safe calling 911. So, yep, they're going back and forth. The mayor is not flinching and not letting his police department help him. So, and we have another mayor and police chief. Philadelphia is preparing an ambitious plan to protect its city from ICE and help local law enforcement, feel more empowered to arrest federal agents.
Okay.
The city is worried that they're going to be under the next violent ICE attacks. And, well, they've been on the ground and picking people up. And so the city is planning, getting it planned in advance. They are banning federal agents from using face masks, requiring badges, and they're prohibiting Philadelphia police officers and city services from cooperating with ICE or offering any data on residents, banning ICE agents without judicial warrants from all city property, schools, courts, hospitals, and all private businesses. So, during a rally today, the district attorney of Philadelphia said the wannabe Nazi Trumps is unleashing on cities and prosecute ICE. And he promised to prosecute ICE officers who break state and local laws. If we have to hunt you down the way they hunted down the Nazis for decades, we will find your identities, we will find you, and we will achieve justice.
Wow.
And that's from the police chief, the district attorney, and Mayor Parker. So she says that she has the guts to stand up for them. That I guess the rest of the country doesn't. So, yeah, this is going to end up being a damn civil war. So,
yeah.
Good Lord. Chris says, I recognize Holman's photo from a picture of Obama putting a medal on him for being an outstanding ICE agent. Yep. Under a different administration, he was a hero for doing the exact same thing. So, this is from Red State, talking about Signal, the chat group. People need to understand that this is organized. There's money involved in this. There's vetted funds in this. In the Signal group, they have group chats, mobile patrols, foot patrols, dispatch. Then they have all kinds of other things. But here's the one that bothers me the most. License plate checker.
Good God.
They should not have access to NCIC and the ability to run license plates or driver's licenses. That tells me they have a connection either in the AG's office, our local law enforcement, or the 911 communications district. Because when I took my classes dealing with NCIC, which is basically your dispatcher sitting at a tag and they tell you, I want you to run Tennessee 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and tell me what it comes back to. Give me a 2829. It's a records check and check for warrants. It's a basic police thing. You type in the information, it goes off to the national database. What goes here straight first to the capital, which is Atlanta, obviously. And then from there, it goes out to the national database. And you can actually access the federal or the international database if you have clearance. You have to take a specific class on how to do this, how to run those records and get those checks. You have to sign a DNA, do not disclose agreement. You also have to sign acknowledgement notarized in front of them under penalty of federal, local, and state laws of if you violate this. In other words, if you see a hot girl going down the street and you're like, hey, I want that girl's info, and you pull her up, you can be arrested as the communications officer. So I have a real problem that they have somebody on the inside getting this. Now, also, let's just throw out another little rule from NCIC. If I run a plate, Tennessee 12345, and it comes back hot or stolen, or there's the guy's wanted for a murder in Mississippi, I have 60 minutes to put a report in that computer, and it can be a basic report. Something, police made contact, arrested individual, see police report, something simple like that, and that'll close it. But if you don't close that within 60 minutes, that goes straight to the FBI. And you have a timer on your screen that literally tells you if you run this and it comes back hot, you have 60 minutes to report a resolution to the FBI or to the database, or it will go straight to the FBI for investigation. So I really have a problem with that. That tells me that somebody somewhere, not only are they funded and organized, but that tells me that they have somebody on the inside, and that bothers the shit out of me. So, all right, well, let's move on real quick, because there's one other point I want to touch on with this stuff. Man, we're going to run out of time today. Tom Holman issued a statement afterwards saying they're making good communications with the exception of the mayor. So he expressed they all need to work with supporting law enforcement to get criminals off the street. We didn't agree on everything. The meetings were productive and a starting point. So that was his press release today. The latest on the ground here. Let's pull this up. This comes to us from the Minnesotan, which is their newspaper. Let's see. There's nothing too breaking news here. We're going to talk about her in a minute. Let's see. What else do we got? Well, I got to get to this point. The whistles that they're giving out to protesters. Do you know anything about them, Brenda?
They're just whistles and they're paying.
No, actually, that's incorrect.
No.
They are specific whistles to operate on a certain tone that has a neurological effect.
Well, yeah.
So it's not just you go buy 29-cent whistle at Target or wherever the hell you buy. I don't even know where the hell you buy a whistle. I guess Amazon. But it's a specific tone that generates a neurological response. So yeah. So, all right. So Friday, there's a coalition of far left groups led by Communist Activist Network tied to the CCP, millionaire Marxist Neville Roy Singham. I don't know anything about him. Brenda, you'll have to tell me about him. He wants to bring schools, businesses shut down. So on Friday, they are proposing, they're trying to get this data out, that they want to national shutdown. No work, no school, no shopping, stop funding to ICE. They want to shut the country down on January 30th. A nationwide day of no school, no work, no shopping. Well, I got news for you. Unless the internet's out, Brenda and I'll be here. So, sorry, Charlie. So we'll be here. I say that, and then now they'll come pound on my door in a minute. But yeah, so there's a nationwide shuttage that's being planned and organized by the communists on Friday. All right, so let's talk about Omar Oak real quickly. She was giving a little speech to a little town hall meeting in Minneapolis with her, I guess, constituents, and somebody sprayed her with a liquid and was tackled immediately by somebody there. So, all right. So a lot of people are saying that the guy was sitting in the front row. He had a syringe. He stood up when she mentioned impeaching Kristi Noem, which I think was the flag or the trigger for him. And he got up and sprayed this brownish colored vinegar smelling fluid on her. I think it struck her on the right cheek and down across her shoulder into her clothing. So here's my take on it. This guy apparently has never been charged with a violent crime, but he's been convicted of DUI. His name is Anthony James Kazmarek. He's 55, third-degree assault for spraying an unknown liquid onto the representative last night. He has 2 kids. He's not employed. So, and he was receiving disability insurance. So there you go. Make fun of that, I guess. They go into his Facebook account. They get in deep on this with PJ Media. Here's the thing of it. And you're going to hear this as a headline. Many people believe this was staged. So Brenda, you got 3 minutes. Tell us why you think it was staged.
Because ain't nobody dumb enough to walk into such a small room and do that with all those people there that can stop him. Number one.
I disagree with that.
And it looks fake. First of all, what congresswoman, especially a woman, do you know that they're going to let people get that close to her and she's going to try to chase after them? Get the fuck out of here.
You hit on one of my points. Natural response. If you're an elected official and you're attacked, as you dive backwards, you let security do their job. She ran towards him as if she knew the danger was over. He could have had another needle that he stabbed in her chest, for all we know. So she ran towards him. That's not a natural response. That's my first thing. Secondly, security failed her miserably. Aside from the fact of him being allowed that close proximity and not being, maybe he could get a syringe through of whatever. It may be he got that in. So, well, he obviously did. But security failed her there. They failed her by letting it even get to her. But here is my argument as a hazardous materials technician. We're still calling that an unknown fluid, right? We carried on with that fluid on her face, or wiped off of her face, on her clothing, on the podium, in puddles of that, into a room full of her constituents. As a hazardous materials technician, I'm telling you right here, right now, that shit should have been shut down. Everybody should have been moved to a separate room and thoroughly cleaned before they left that facility. And then the FBI hazmat team come in and investigate. So, yes, that was a staged event. Because if it had properly happened, because I've actually ran this call at the ice place in Chamblee, Georgia. Somebody set off a pepper spray canister. We knew what it was pretty quickly, but we had to lock the facility down and decontaminate everybody. First, treat the people who were directly injured, and then we had to decontaminate them while the FBI hazmat team went in and got the rest of the substance. So this was absolutely a staged event, because she went on, she charged towards him. Then she said she's a fighter and stood up there and carried on. If you're so concerned about your goddamn citizens, why did you let them sit in a room with an unknown substance on the ground that could have been inhaled, that could have killed the entire room? I'll wait. Because that does not happen. It doesn't happen. I want people to understand that doesn't happen. Instantly, that room becomes a hot zone. It is sealed off, and the people that were in it are considered hot and are sealed off from everybody else. It doesn't happen this way. This was so Hollywood staged poorly. Chris says she didn't want to look weak, so she had to stay up there talking so she could go on saying they were going to continue the fight. Yes. So there's my 2 cents. I don't believe it for a damn minute. So security failed her, should have shut it down. This was from the National Enquirer. This was from the National Enquirer. A guy in Tennessee, Knoxville, decided to drive on the frozen lake. Bad idea. Here in the South, our lakes don't freeze that much. So he was out there doing donuts. He managed to get a donut or 2 in, and well, then he was pronounced dead when they pulled him out of his vehicle and underwater. So yeah, bad idea. Bad idea. South Carolina, well, you have the largest measles outbreak with 789, which is the worst, beating Texas. So you got beat, Brenda, by many cases. So, as of 789 cases right now in the Carolinas. But don't worry, they're going to get frozen in, so they'll keep all that shit over there. So hopefully, let's see. We're trying to go through this quick. Key reason that the Democrats are trying to stop deportations. Well, it's got to do with flipping colors from blue to red. We'll cover that another day. This guy was a carjacker in Florida. He apologized as he was carjacking a victim, allowed her to keep her purse and her belongings on West Colonial Drive. I know right where that is. I actually do know right where that was. He said he needed to go see his grandmother and was crying, and he had pointed a gun in her face and took her stuff, kicked her out, and drove off. So there was a police chase, and they got the guy, but he was just trying to go see his grandmother. So maybe Granny can come visit him in jail. Chris, this is a sports story for you. Bill Belichick. Well, he's not going to be a Hall of Fame candidate this year. And President Trump, well, he thinks it's wrong and he wants it changed. So he won't be elected into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year. And guess what, President Trump? It's not going to matter. There's no chance of them changing just because of you. So the discombobulator, we didn't even get to that, Brenda. The discombobulator, President Trump's secret weapon. Are you even there, Brenda? Or are you dead? Discombobulator.
Yes, I'm just listening.
You don't have anything to say about my rant on the Ohan.
I don't blame you.
So, well, it wasn't handled correctly. So
No,
Trump wasn't allowed to talk about the discombobulator's secret weapon. They shut him down. He's not allowed to talk about the weapon we used in Venezuela. It's that he should just kept talking. Gavin Newsom says there's something deeply wrong with President Trump after a bizarre comment on the Minneapolis shooting. So he feels worse about Renee Good because her parents were Trump fans. So, yeah, Gavin Newsom's on his ass. Yeah, that was a stupid comment. He feels worse about the girl that was shot than he does over Pretty. So, the astronauts that are headed for the moon, well, they are in quarantine right now. So, we are getting closer. 4 astronauts have entered quarantine in preparation for their mission. So, they do this so that they don't pick up any illnesses that could delay their mission. So, they are in quarantine for about the next 15 days, and everything from this point forward will be sterile. Food will taste like shit, I bet. So, Sydney Sweeney, she lost a lingerie line, and well, it's taken off like fire and pretty much selling out everywhere, proving the old theory: put a hot chick in a thong and you can sell anything. So she's got some great photos. So yeah, she continues to pump up the economy. Yeah, something's pumping. So we talked about this before. The ex-wife of the football player Matt Calais is using free speech and wants the lawsuit tossed about how she discussed the size of his manhood. So there we go. All right, we got to get out of here.
2 minutes to his 2 inches and we're good.
There you go. We will be back tonight, 9:00 Eastern time, for the Sportcat show. We have an author, and he's got a great theory on President Kennedy's assassination. Then after that, we have another author lined up. So, yeah. So everybody come check us out tonight. I think you're going to really like tonight's show and get some good insight into a new JFK theory. So everybody, I want to thank you at WZQR and to Radio X, Dare Talk Radio Australia. We'll see you guys tonight.
Wake up to the chaos on the stream. Sportcat's on the mic with a wild-eyed dream. Brenda by his side, they're spinning the news. Twisted takes, crazy jokes, no bunker, just views. A quiz and history, weather on the scroll from Greenland to the galaxy. They've got every goal. Laugh at fear, let the world do its thing. Sportcat's Gazette, it's the chaos we sing. Sportcat's Gazette, don't bunker tonight. We're riding the headlines with laughter and light. No prepping for doom, we dance in the fray. Sportcat keeps us laughing through the end of the day. Hey.